Imagine a single stark light cutting through the darkness of a California hillside. You hear a strange rhythmic chant, a song that feels ancient and unsettling. A circle of figures, cloaked and anonymous, stands silhouetted against the Los Angeles glow. This image is the seed from which a powerful rumor grows. The story whispers that behind the velvet curtains of fame, something dark is happening. It suggests some exclusive parties are not just wild displays of wealth and freedom. They are rituals. They are the secret meetings of clandestine clubs. They are modern-day cults. These stories shock us, make us look twice at the glittering red carpet. They force us to reconsider the nature of celebrity. They make us whisper about the shadows beyond the flashbulbs and public personas. This essay will step into that uncertain space not to point fingers, but to explore the stories themselves. Long before the internet existed, people spun tales about secret, powerful groups. They whispered about men and women who met in hidden rooms, bound by strange oaths and arcane knowledge. They had their own rules, their own signs, and an absolute demand for secrecy from their members. In towns and cities across history, any group that seemed unusual or operated outside the norm could be branded a cult or a coven. This fear of the unknown, of a hidden hand guiding events, is not a new human anxiety. It's a historical pattern, repeating itself in various forms, from the witch trials of centuries past to the anti-Masonic panics of the 19th century. Show business has always been linked with mystery and illusion. Actors, magicians, and performers are masters of transformation and misdirection. They create worlds that are not real and convince us, for a time, to believe in them. That connection to the fantastical has made the entertainment industry a natural target for suspicion. In the grand theater of popular culture, artists have always used strange and powerful imagery to create drama. Think of a rock concert with pyrotechnics, elaborate masks, movements that feel almost ritualistic. These elements are designed to make the show feel larger than life, to transport the audience to another realm. Artists and stage designers frequently borrow from the vast library of world history, mythology, and religious iconography. They might use names, symbols, or aesthetics that sound or look occult. This creative choice, however, does not inherently signify a personal belief in or practice of real rituals. It is a tool of the trade. The primary goal of the stage is to evoke emotion and create a memorable spectacle. Shock and mystery are potent ingredients in this formula, and they sell tickets. When a music video or a live performance incorporates symbols that audiences might find odd or esoteric, an all-seeing eye, a pyramid, a pentagram, the internet has fundamentally changed the anatomy of a rumor. It has become a vast digital crucible where speculation, fear, fragmented information are melted down and forged into something that looks and feels like fact. Social media platforms present the world in a cascade of fast, decontextualized clips. A video lasting only a few seconds showing a celebrity at a strange-looking party making an odd gesture can be shared millions of times within hours. There is rarely a moment to pause. Is this real? What am I not seeing? This rapid, frictionless sharing is supercharged by a psychological incentive, the desire to be in the know. People want to feel they possess a secret, that they've glimpsed a hidden truth others missed. Sharing a shocking conspiracy can provide a temporary feeling of importance and insight. That feeling can override critical evaluation. A powerful economic engine drives this phenomenon. Outrageous claims generate clicks, and clicks generate advertising revenue. Section 5. The Psychology of Belief. Why we crave the secret story. The enduring power of these dark Hollywood myths can be explained by quirks of human psychology. We are storytelling creatures, drawn to simple, compelling narratives that frame the world as a struggle between good-evil. The idea of a secret, malevolent cult operating in the highest echelons of society fits that structure perfectly. It gives us a clear villain and a simple explanation for complex social problems like wealth inequality, moral decay. It's easy to understand, emotionally resonant, even without facts. It feels like a high-stakes thriller in real life. Fear is key to this attraction. It makes us want to warn others, which fuels viral spread. Section 6. Case Files of Conspiracy. when rumors are investigated and debunked. The history of journalism is filled with examples of extreme claims that withered under the bright light of careful investigation. A sensational rumor about a celebrity ritual might gain traction online, complete with grainy photos and anonymous eyewitness accounts. But when professional reporters begin to dig, the story often falls apart. They check facts, they interview named sources, and they seek out the original context for the images. One common pattern involves the misinterpretation of art and performance. A rumor might circulate about a music star performing a satanic ritual on stage. A close investigation, however, might reveal that the so-called ritual was a piece of performance art designed by a well-known theatrical director. Interviews with the production team explain the symbolism as part of a narrative about temptation or rebellion, not a literal occult practice. Filmmakers and television producers are constantly searching for ways to create a mood and to tell a compelling story. They often use mysterious scenes, shadowy lighting depictions of ritual to build suspense and intrigue. A horror movie might feature a detailed, fictional ritual as a central part of its plot. Unique incantations, quiet whispered murmurs accompany symbols, artifacts. This is effective storytelling. The problem arises when audience members, particularly devoted fans, begin to treat that fictional creation as a blueprint for reality. They start to believe the very same ritual depicted on screen must be happening in real life. They scrutinize interviews with actors and directors looking for clues. They find small, often coincidental details in the real world that seem to match elements from the film. A producer makes an offhand comment that can be twisted. The intense desire to find a link helps the rumor grow. In the sprawling, interconnected world of modern fandom, fans are no longer passive consumers. They are active participants. They gather in dedicated online spaces, forums, subreddits, Discord servers. They dissect every frame of a movie, every lyric of a song. This intense scrutiny often leads to a search for hidden meanings, secret messages. Some fans will take ambiguous clues and treat them as definitive proof, constructing elaborate and far-reaching theories. This behavior is part intellectual puzzle, part creative theater, and it can be a deeply engaging hobby. However, this dynamic also contains a powerful element of wish fulfillment. Fans often feel a deep personal connection to the celebrities they admire. The idea of a secret society or a hidden world provides a narrative that makes them feel closer to the star's real life. The shared story of uncovering this secret brings the fan community together, creating a powerful sense of camaraderie and collective purpose. So, in this chaotic landscape of information, how can we, as curious individuals, begin to tell the difference between a credible claim and a baseless rumor? There are several practical steps one can take. First, always check the source. Who made the original claim? Is it an established news organization, an anonymous blog, a monetized YouTube channel, a social media account known for sensationalism? A source's reputation and track record are the first and most crucial indicators of its reliability. Second, look for corroborating evidence from multiple independent sources. A single anonymous account is not proof. A real story will be reported by several different news outlets. Look for official records, documents, or on-the-record statements from named individuals. If the only proof for a massive conspiracy is a handful of grainy screenshots and the word of someone calling themselves truth seeker, it is wise to remain deeply skeptical. True investigative work leaves a paper trail. Third, actively seek out the opinions of experts. For claims about historical rituals, what do historians say? What do religious scholars say? The persistent tales of Hollywood's dark side, of its cults, rituals, and secret societies, are ultimately part of a much larger and more intimate story. It is a story about us. It is a tale that reveals our collective fascination with secrets, our deep-seated anxieties about power, and our timeless suspicion of those who live in the rarefied air of extreme fame. These myths show how easily a photograph can be turned into proof, how the speed of the internet can outpace the deliberate pace of truth, and how the very human act of storytelling can sometimes lead us down strange and misleading paths. We can, and should, continue to enjoy provocative art and dramatic performances. It is natural to discuss symbols, to to analyze themes, and to ask probing questions about the media we consume. This is part of being an engaged and thoughtful audience. But a line must be drawn between curious interpretation and harmful accusation. We must resist the urge to declare someone guilty of a dark crime based on a viral post or a YouTube compilation. We must not allow rumor to inflict real-world harm on people's reputations and lives. The responsibility lies in checking the facts, seeking out credible experts. Imagine